Hi there. So I'm back for week 21 of my weekly weigh-ins following LapBand. My weight last week was 191.2 and this week it is 188.2. So that's a 3-pound loss, which I am really happy about actually. Just a few weeks ago I was thinking that like 0.5, maybe 1 pound was going to be the max if I lost any at all. So I think in the last 2 weeks I may have lost 5 pounds possibly. So I'm happy. I am not complaining about that. Just the same things. I did increase my carbs. I think right now I am eating about somewhere between, it's less than 50 a day. Less than 50 a day is what I'm doing in terms of carbs. I am definitely sticking with that amazing peanut butter and Greek yogurt combination. In fact, I just had some. And it's so good, and it makes me feel so full. Like, oh man, it's the best thing ever. But I do think I might try an almond butter rather than a peanut butter. My sister had said that her husband did some weightlifting shows or something a couple of years ago, and she said that they advised that he not eat peanut butter because it's a weight gainer. Well, Lord knows I don't want to gain any weight, even though I haven't gained weight, on the scale. But why not try almond butter if that's what his trainer or whoever recommended. So anyway, I might try switching it up with almond butter. I don't think I've ever had almond butter before. We used to buy that for my son because he had like a minor peanut allergy, but I don't know that I ever had any of it because I really didn't eat very much, peanut butter or anything. So, exercise has been very consistent. It's something that I have done since the beginning of this journey, even in May. The book that my doctor's office had given me had recommended 30 minutes a day. So that's what I started with. I started with 30 minutes a day, and boy, that was killer. And I'm now maintaining an hour a day. Whenever I do exercise, I exercise for about an hour. So, that's good. And that's something that I think is a necessity for me. I don't know about for anybody else. I have a friend who I went to high school with who had LapBand surgery. The thing is that some of the people that I have met that actually have LapBand surgery, they weighed less than me to begin with. And some of the people that I watch on YouTube as well weighed less than me. There are also some people that weighed more, but it doesn't seem like it has, what am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, for me, I think exercise is a necessity, and I don't think that I would have lost as much weight as I have up until now without the exercise. So I'm glad that I have, I'm glad that I have that. I'm glad that I started that because I feel really good about that. I feel really good about the exercise that I do, which brings me to my next story. So wrestling season has began. We go to this little club, this trainer in Round Rock. My husband is one of the coaches for wrestling, but this trainer also does like arena football players and I think some college students and anyway, so he's an awesome trainer. He and his wife run the place, and they allow the parents to go and work out. And so they have a lot of different weight equipment. They've got an elliptical, they've got a stationary bike, and they have a treadmill, which is what the items that I used. I didn't do any of the other ones, but one of the mothers had asked me if I wanted to begin working out with her because she wanted to, and I was like, heck yeah, because that means I don't have to do it when I get home. So that's perfect. So, got up on the elliptical machine. 2 things that I didn't worry about. One was how big my ass looks when I'm up there. And I tell you what, 6 months ago, you couldn't have paid me to get on an elliptical machine or a treadmill or a stationary bike in front of other human beings. Like, probably not even my husband, and I'm not embarrassed to do anything in front of my husband. Well, except for maybe show off my boy short panties when I'm looking in the mirror. But aside from that, I'm not really embarrassed about anything. So I got up on that elliptical machine, wasn't worried about how I looked up there, didn't have on a stitch of makeup, had my hair with like conditioner in it up like in just a little bun on the back of my head. I can assure you there was nothing about me that was attractive, and didn't even care. And 6 months ago, again, I'm not someone that goes out into public generally without makeup on. I was a very heavy girl, and that is what helped me to feel confident, was having my makeup and my hair done and my clothes just fine. I certainly wouldn't have worn workout clothes, nor would I have worn tennis shoes. Like, tennis shoes are not something that I wore either. I just felt that, when you are morbidly obese, you have to make up for that in other ways. And the way that I did it was making sure that wherever I went, I felt that I looked as cute as as possible. That was the way that I did it. You know, my grandmother said you don't need to go anywhere without your makeup on, and I've stood by that. Anyway, I got up on that elliptical machine and I went to town as well. They told me to maintain like a 55. There was like these numbers in the right-hand corner. I maintained a 55. And you know what? I went for like 30 minutes and probably could have gone for longer, except I was doing kind of like a little thing where I jumped back and forth from each machine. 6 months ago, after going for 3 minutes on an elliptical machine, I probably would have fallen over and died. And I went for 30 minutes. I was not out of breath. I got a good workout. You know, I was sweating. My heart rate was up, but I didn't struggle. I was 271 pounds like 6 months ago. There's no way I would have been capable of doing that. But for me to get up there and not even give it any thought, like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to do this? It didn't even cross my mind. Like, the changes that I'm finding, not just in my body, but in my mind as well, are really very exciting. I'm a different person than I was just 6 months ago. My interests have changed as well. I'm bored. I'm bored a lot, like all the time. Not when we have things to do, like when we have stuff to do with kids, but like when it comes to just me and not doing stuff with the kids, I'm kind of at a loss because food has been removed from the equation. Used to, I could just watch the Food Network. I could, like on the weekends, if we didn't have something to do, there was always a place to go eat. So we could drive to San Antonio or New Braunfels or Austin or some small town and we could go eat something. And you know, that would be something that would take quite a few hours. It would take up the whole afternoon. You know, we would go eat and then maybe go to the mall, or we would go eat and maybe go see a movie. But now that I have removed food from the equation and it's no longer an option, I kind of don't know what else to do. This weight loss journey has become an obsession for me, which I think is good, and I think that it is a healthy obsession, because it is about me getting healthy. It's about me making myself and my body healthy, and then having kind of a trickle down effect on my family as well. My husband has lost probably about 35 pounds. He still hasn't. He's not in the twos yet, but he's very close. He's like 300, 301. So, you know, I think that, you know, we're eating differently as well. We're making different choices. So that's a good thing. But what I find is that I'm like, oh, who has a new video up? You know, does Brandy Spangler? Does Char's Banded Life? Does Jessie Cakes? You know, like who? And that, I gotta have more than YouTube as well in my life. Like I led such a sedentary lifestyle that I would just turn on the TV. You know, I was always up to date generally on TV shows because that's what I did. That was my life, was TV shows and then watching makeup videos on YouTube. And and neither of those things bring me much joy anymore. And probably because they shouldn't, you know, I need to be doing different stuff. I need to be finding different interests, but I'm kind of at a loss. So anyway, like in the last 3 months, literally weeks have passed. And I haven't even turned on my television. It's like fall season, you know, there's like all kinds of TV shows on, and I haven't even turned on my TV. So what I did this weekend, because we didn't have any plans, on Saturday, I watched like 5 episodes of Scandal, which I love because the longing and the relationship between Olivia Pope and the president is just like everything for me. I watched like all the episodes of Nashville because I wanted to, and I hadn't yet. And that show was like fireworks. Like, I'm in love with every man on that show, I think. Like, every single, like, Lucky Spencer from GH, hello, where have you been? Like, oh, that brings me back to, like, I don't know, 1994. So, but I've got to do more than that. So I'm thinking about getting bikes. I'm thinking about, like, you know, that way maybe we can go biking and stuff, but like long bikes, you know, like long bike rides to interesting places. Maybe hiking is something now that's in my future, you know, after the elliptical and knowing that I could do it. I think I'm capable of anything, but it's just a matter of just finding the time, you know? So I'm trying to find stuff that doesn't have me living vicariously through my children, because they're not going to be with me forever, and I'm going to need to have something to do at that point. So the pole dancing classes, I think, are something else. They're going to get me out of the house. So I'm eager to see what happens, like, in the very near future. I'm eager to see some changes. So anyway, it's my way in. Talk to you soon. Bye.